Hi guys and welcome back to Crypto Chester. I'm here today to give you a Cardano ADA update on the charts. It's going to be absolutely amazing stuff coming through. We've got some very key areas to be looking out for here on the micro and the macro here from a technical analysis standpoint. So without further ado, let's get straight into the charts. As you can see here guys, we're going to be starting off on the hourly time frame. You can see we've got a very strong falling parallel channel. You can see the resistance on the top side is very prominent. We are actually testing this at this point in time. The last 2-3 hours we have been testing that level at around 35 cents 79, and as you can see we are currently finding a little bit of resistance right now. We're currently finding a little bit of resistance, right, with a little inverted hammer candle there as well. Now with this micro downtrend in this falling parallel channels guys, they tend to usually break to the upside. Okay, they tend to usually break to the upside, so this is something that we need to be taken into consideration, because you guessed it, there could be a lovely little long position that we could be taking advantage of, right? If I'm going to be doing a measure move for this, I'm going to be going off the point of support up to the point of resistance that we have, the most recent one that we have seen, and it is going to be looking something along the lines of this. Depending on where this is going to break outside of this chart pattern, the percentage that I'm going to be looking for, it is going to be worth around 1.3%. for a spot trade, for this asset to move 1.3%. Now, that's not saying that's all of the gains you're going to be making here, because if you are going to be trading futures, you're going to be trading 10x, 100x. If you're trading 10x, for example, you're basically going to 10x this percentage. So that's going to be a 13% move to the upside in terms of referencing how much you could make in reference to your equity. Okay, so that's sort of what I would be looking for here if we are going to be having a move to the upside. But there is other variables that we need to be taken into consideration here, guys. There's a lot of areas of resistance. I mean, the one that we were just talking about is that downward sloping resistance line on the top side of this channel, which at this point in time, it hasn't been broken. So until we break that, we're not going to be going long here. Another key factor here on the micro time frame is this horrible, disgusting 55 EMA, guys. We've got 55 exponential moving average coming down like so, and this usually acts as either support or resistance. So as you can see here, very big resistance on the 55, slamming us all the way down like so. And again, resistance. This green bad boy here, guys. But again, it can actually act as support. So what are we looking for with this position? We're looking for something along the lines of this. If you look at this move that happened around 22nd of May, you can see we actually saw a very nice pump for 88, reclaiming the 55 EMA, okay? And this essentially means we're now going to be using it as support. So you can see the candle body close was just around here as we came over the 55 EMA, and this is essentially what we're looking for. The reasoning why we're looking for this is because if we don't get above this 55, it's going to be used as resistance, okay? And if this slowly comes down and consolidates into this area with the price action, with a breakout, the likelihood of us actually getting over it and finding that support and going to the moon here and making that money that I was just talking about, it actually gets lower and lower, okay? So what we need to be waiting for here is us finding a lovely level of support on this line. Ideally, in this scenario, we would wait for this to come down, like so, over a period of time, see the price come down something along the lines of this, then we see a break, then we see a test of the 55. If we can get above the 55, the support is going to be formed. Yes, it is going to be formed, but it's not confirmation for us to jump in just yet. The reasoning for this is because sometimes we can test over the 55 and then actually get slammed back down. For example, you can see these candles here. We did see that exact scenario happen, okay? So you can see we actually reclaimed the 55 EMA there. We saw a very strong candle body close there, but this is the point where we don't get in, guys. We need to wait for the confirmation for the support. Now, the confirmation I'm talking about is when we come back down, because usually after a pump, guys, we always come back down. Like it's inevitable. And that's why you never FOMO in at the top, right? Because you always come back down and you can always get a better price. That's how the chart works, how TA works, right? So what you would be looking for here is a lovely level of support on the 55 and then bouncing up from there. You can see we came down, we tested it, candle body closed below it. So that means we lost the support and we're now looking at resistance. And as you can see from there, we got slammed down. So in reference to the position that I'm talking about right now, it is going to be something along the lines of this. We want to bang it up. We want to test it. We want to get above it. We want to come back down. We want to test it again and find support. Once we find support, then we're going to be entering our long position, aiming for that 1.31% of a spot trade 10x if it is going to be a futures position. So that's sort of what I'm looking for here on the shorter term time frame. There is a lot of other factors in play here, guys. Let's bring up the volume weighted ATR bands and let's look at them, because the last time that we saw us test the 30-minute volume weighted ATR band, which is just here, you can see this little green line here, you can see the support that we get on this. This indicator is insane for plotting out exactly where we're going to be bouncing. You can see support, 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 support. 4 tests there and we still haven't broken. Okay, very, very interesting stuff. And let's even go back in history a little bit more, if I can get the right tool. You can see again, support, 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 does not break it. And when it does break it, we can rely on the hourly. Okay, and you can see here, support, support, support. And as you said, when we do break it, we can come back down, rely on the hourly, and then we've got the 4-hour volume weighted ATR band as well. So in reference to what I'm looking at right now, even if we do come down a bit, we've still got quite a considerable move till we get to the 30-minute volume weighted ATR band. And even if we tap that, we've got the 60-minute as well. So the level that I'm really looking for at the moment for support, if we have continuation down in this chart pattern, it's going to be somewhere around 35 cents 08. Okay, 35 cents 08. If we lose that, it will be in one motion. Okay, it will be in one motion, and we're likely to see a bounce and retest that, okay? Because sometimes when we actually lose the volume weighted ATR band, guys, it's exactly the same as the moving average, the 55 that we were just talking about. We come back, we test it, find resistance, and see continuation down. Something along the lines of that, okay? So this is what I'm really looking for here, especially because I'm looking for this lovely, lovely little long position here for a micro trade. So we've got lovely level of support in summary inside this chart pattern. So what are we going to do now? We're patiently going to wait and see if these are going to play out. And if it does play out, it's going to level up. It's going to basically lay out a very, very nice trade position for us. And depending on where we are going to see this break and where we are going to see this happen, I'm going to be looking forward to this chart and setting my alerts when we're breaking certain levels. One thing I would say is when these volume weighted ATR bands come together, they form an even stronger level of support. So if we're looking at this position probably being the best and most reliable, we've got the 55 coming down as well. You can see this is coming down. So ideally what we want is these 3 very key indicators to come together, find this level of consolidation when the price comes down like that. Then we're likely to see a lovely clean breakup with nothing in our way to smash through those prices and get that long position. So that's essentially what I'm looking for there, guys, on the micro time frames. Let's jump to the macro, because there's some very, very interesting stuff coming through on the macro time frame. Let's jump to the daily and get rid of some indicators so we don't lag out at all. Because I want to talk about the Fibonacci. We've got a swing low at the moment for Fibonacci around this level, around 29 cents, and the swing high of this move to the upside. So what are we looking for here, guys? The first thing that's screaming out to me, we've crossed the 0.5 Fibonacci area. This means confirmation for reversal in the trend, okay? So this essentially means we're in a nice micro uptrend. Well, this is more of a macro uptrend here, but in terms of this micro uptrend that we've got coming through inside of that uptrend, we've got the confirmation we're looking for of the 0.5 Fibonacci break. Now we have broken that to the lower side. So now this basically confirms that we're in the downtrend. The next point for this to hit is the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement. This is very important, guys, because that is sat at around 33 cents for ADA. If we do get down to this level, then we're going to be losing some very, very key levels of support. And when I'm talking very key levels of support, 34 cents 67 is screaming out to me, because you can see the areas that we've bounced before off this. Is absolutely crucial, guys, that we hold this level of support. If we don't, then there is actually going to be a very clean short down to that 0.786 Fibonacci there. And we're likely to find support of that as well. So the clean short that I would be looking for inside of this falling parallel channel, another one here on the macro time frame, you can see we've got support on the lower side here. You can see we've got resistance on the top side here. These tend to usually break to the upside, but if we are going to be inside this chart pattern, there is a very clean trade position, guys, and it's going to be just targeting that Fibonacci after losing that level of support, that 34 cents level of support. And in terms of a value for this trade, in terms of percentages, guys, it's not small. It's pretty goddamn juicy, in my opinion. It's nearly 4%. Okay, it's nearly a 4% move to the downside for a short for ADA Cardano. Okay, so that's sort of what I'm looking out for there on the macro. Let's get rid of that, and let's Let's zoom out a little bit more, because there is some more information I do want to show you guys that is going to actually affect all of the price action that we have just been talking about there. And it's going to be this trend line that we haven't quite drawn in yet. We're going to go from this low and we're going to go up to this higher low here. And then we're going to continue it up, right? We're going to go from wicks. We're going to go from wicks, like the building merchant, if you're from England. And you're going to see, where are we now? We've actually seen a candle body close below this trend line, okay? This is insanely crucial. I can't stress this enough. This is insanely crucial. The reasoning for this is because this means we've lost a key level of support at this time with this candle body close. Unless we propel up in the next few candles or so and close above 36 cents, yeah, around 36 cents 23, then I would actually predict that we're going to be coming down further, okay? We're going to be coming down further, and then we can really be looking for that 4% move to the lower side, because if we're looking at the more of the macro scale here, we're going to be doing a measure move from this upward sloping parallel channel. And upward sloping parallel channels, guys, they tend to usually break down. So let's do a measure move for that chart pattern, and let's talk about some percentages and targets of what we could be thinking here for ADA if we're going to see this downtrend continue. If this downtrend is going to continue, there's many factors that we need to be looking out for there, and it is market structure, guys. It's market structure because you can see we've got a low, we've got the higher low here, and our measure move actually comes down way below, and it targets the actual low that we've got for ADA right now, okay? So this is very, very crucial, because this level, this horizontal here, which is the swing low for the Fibonacci that we've got drawn in. So let's get rid of that for now, so it's more visually appealing for you guys. You can see the support that we actually get off this area. Not this trend line, but this horizontal. So let's bang in a horizontal there. And you can see the support that we get off this area again, lost it there, found it there, and the momentum seems to be getting larger, okay? So the next time that we come down to this level, you need to be aware. 0.2983, we're likely to see some sort of bounce, okay? We're likely to see some sort of bounce to the upside. Whether it's going to be a whole distance between the Fibonacci retracements, we're not too sure, but there is going to be some sort of bounce there at that point. So that price is something that I really would be looking out for there. In terms of the percentages for this short position, for this measure move to the lower side here on the macro time frame, it's going to be worth around 32% in terms of a spot position, guys. Very, very crucial, very valuable stuff there in terms of money that you could be making. So that's something that I would be looking out for. And again, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Please go do your own research before jumping into any of these positions. I look at many, many different factors, look at all the fundamentals behind all these altcoins as well before I jump into any positions. So please, please, please don't just copy. This is educational purposes only. But that's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. That is going to be your ADA update for the day. But for now, it is going to be peace out and goodbye from me, Crypto Chester.